I'm the bot whisperer now. Well,
I don't. What do you mean you're the bot whisperer?
When I land in there, I forgot what it's called, ruins or whatever, and I'm like, I can use it because here's a quick thing.
Sure.
The bots for some reason don't get like. All right. So I'm a scumbag. Here's what I do in Fortnite.
Oh,
knock somebody down. And if I want like a lot of hot pressure, I immediately rat them. Like I'm like taking them to the kill screen. I want their friends to panic. Everybody freaking out.
I do that all the time.
Revenge it. Come on.
That's not scummy. That's logic.
Sure. Bots don't do that. Bots don't feel, so they don't come and like try and revenge kill, right? So sometimes I'll just leave a body there and I'll just like shoot it once.
Yeah.
Shoot twice. Third. Yeah. The bots never come. The bots have no humanity. They actually do not care about themselves. They don't care about their teammates. And that's the only way where I'm like, oh yeah, that was definitely a bot. Or y'all played Phil, because if I played Phil with a bunch of randoms, like, yeah, no, I don't know these people. But no, I finally got a system going there because I was like, okay, if we're gonna end up streaming, right? I believe you need to at least be 120% good,
right?
Because when you stream, you lose half of your skill. 60% is still 10% better than most people.
At this point, let's keep this in mind because I'm going to try to turn this out tomorrow. So that way, if someone is tuning in, this is post. So we have a win, right? We have a win on stream tomorrow. Tell me we have a win on stream. It's going to happen. Please.
I don't know, dog, because like
that's
trios,
concerning.
If we drop duos into trios,
right.
I think we can do it. I almost won a few alone. Like I was getting in a top 3, top 2, like just showdown.
Right.
I think we can do it. Duos, they're not.
They're nasty.
These people pay money.
Nasty.
They do the battle passes. Yeah, especially like it doesn't make easier. Sense. I don't know. It's just never safe. I never understand. Other games, I'm like, all right, when's peak hours?
Right.
When are the peak hours here? When are the real killers playing?
All the unemployed people are playing Fortnite.
Yes, they are. All the unemployed. If I'm in the mornings, unemployed streamers.
I say this with love because I was unemployed for a strong amount of time, for a solid hell. We were just talking about my friend Kaya, right? Who we play Fortnite with here and there. And Kaya is one of those people that I hate it because I've met her through Fortnite. Realistically, it was my homeboy's ex-girlfriend who played. That's her, Kaya, who played Fortnite. Right. But I never really associate because Kaya's a weird kid. Like I love her. So she just does what she does. Also, I'm just tuning my levels live, and that's silly. Anyway, point being is that Kaya is a big component of thinking like, yo, I'm built like I can do anything regardless of what mode she's in. And I'm like, you need to no, listen.
I love when we play with her. It's win fast, lose fast.
It's. I'll see you in the lobby in 5 seconds. Is more.
Yeah, like this match is over in 10 minutes. My ramen's getting cold. I love how she plays. It's like so. I don't know. You don't get to you don't get to savor the match as much as we do sometimes because we trickle around. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I got like a lot of purple. I can let's see here. Do I want this shotgun or do I want that one? Kaya's gone.
Yeah, Kaya's not in the building. And it's crazy because you would assume the person, and I mean this with love, again, because I was an unemployed fuck when I met her and I played Fortnite. She was, so context, she was an army wife, right? So they got hired fast. They got married fast, right?
Me too.
Soon as they, that's a story. No. Soon as they got on the base, right? They got whatever. And she was mostly a housewife and not doing anything.
Damn, bro.
So what she
real
did?
Gun training though. No wonder she was.
That's stupid. So she and I would play Fortnite left and right because we had a friend, her ex-boyfriend Willie, who I'm one of my best friends from college.
Who Willies? Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, he's a Willard. You know what I mean? And
Willard. Was he white?
He's a white. Come on. Okay. Anyway. Yes. It's very clear. You gonna asking me if he's a Puerto Rican named Willard? I don't think that's possible.
Willardo. Go ahead.
No, you're reaching. Yeah. Okay. Did you ever see the TikTok I sent you of like the chocolates and how the Hispanics guys have been saying it?
Yes.
That's exactly. As soon as you said that, I was like, it came in my mind. But anyway, point being is that me and Kaya were both ass at the game. Kaya's slightly better. I'm tremendously better than where I started. I hate to say that because I used to play like and just went anywhere. I had a Kaya mentality. Now I actually use strats. It's weird.
I don't know. That's the thing though. Like if I learned any one thing from playing like from gaming hard when I used to like be more into esports and stuff like that, is the dude that has one set plan, one way of playing they tend to see more success because they don't change lanes. They don't transition. They don't do nothing. That's why you will pop off and pop off and pop off. But I know like here comes the wall. Right around now, Will's like, he's going hot and he doesn't want to go cold because he's just been shooting bots. This is the first person with a brain.
I do.
Every person within 5 kilometers who has a brain is now shooting him because Will is just standing on the middle of the road.
Fair. But that's also because I play like Kaya now because most of the time I play this game with her. It's exact, or Melissa, right? My fiance, she just struggles with like trying to kind of play it cool. I'm saying that she should probably hit us and be like, nah, I do play it cool. I just can't.
Does though.
Yeah, but I'm referring to she don't play it cool when the pressure's on her. Like,
nah, that's the thing though. She's what do you call it? She a sleeper killer. Her those people that like, you know, that quiet kid that roast your ass if they ever speak up, you know, her, if there's no pressure on her, nobody's on her, she'll carry us. I'll look up and I'm like, 12 kills? Where did that come from?
100%.
But it's you and me that are the problems because you out here looking at like, all right, first I'm going to just gun them down. And I don't know at what point, but at some point I'm going to change gears. Whoa. Whereas me, I'm like, all right, how are these people playing? I'm going to try to adjust around them. I'm 5 steps ahead and end up tripping on my own feet.
So here's the thing, right? I used to play flex. I didn't give a fuck what people wanted to do. We're going to have to rock with it. But the problem is that I'd play flex. They never played flex. So I'm here trying to literally support them, right? They get downed. I bop 2 bodies and then there's 2 extra coming at me that are in the same vicinity. No comms. And I'm like, okay, so I'll just walk in thinking I'm Gucci, or assuming that I'm not, and playing all frantic. And then here I am getting ready to be on a fucking t-shirt as they're going to headshot me. The other day, can I shit you not, I was telling Kyra, your health is low. Pick up this medallion. So that way she can get her shield up. She had 2 health, needed shield, had nothing. Yeah. I didn't have nothing. Yeah. Told her, pick it up, get to 50. She asked me, where is it? I dropped it right in front of her. Where is it? I didn't see. So apparently there was a visual glitch on her end, so she couldn't see.
Oh, unfortunate.
The second I asked the 3rd time, I go literally right here, ping, beep, boop, beep, boop, already on the ground. You know what she does? not hide in the bush, not maneuver towards the shield or pick up said thing where it pointed. Continues to fight. She has She has a gray pistol. No, the gray pistol.
She's younger than us, dog. They have better reflexes. You ever play Valorant?
I've played it, but I'm not like great. Like I just hear
dog. That was the first time. That was the first time I went, I might be watched because like I'm used to CSGO. I'm used to CSGO. So methodical, get your shot. Sure. This one, I was shooting first. And I swear I was laying into him for like good 2 seconds. I was like, all right, but line on this head, we're good. They just turned and I'm dead. And I'm like, what is going on? I was literally searching on Google. Why am I ass? And then come to find there was like, then there's a lot of people going like, oh, you know, if you turn on somebody, you have the advantage because of blah, 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 blah. I'm like, is this real? So I just take a sniper instead. And because, you know, 1 shot, 1 kill, there's no chance to turn. I was like, okay, this is fine. But something about the youth of crack, they're raised on these kind of games, bro.
I want to believe in you because like I've seen elements like, right, I've played Fortnite with kids when I was teaching, right, in the after school. And I've seen some stuff. I'm like, y'all are moving at a weird space. Like you really, really like they can have the agility. I feel like there's very few that actually have the logic to then fucking apply it. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. Keep in mind, I used to play like traditional, like not no build, like just regular battle royale. And the one thing, and I will never like, for example, I see kids who play it and or pros, and I'm like, how are you playing this on keyboard and mouse? More so like, how do you have the binds directly situated so you in your mind, you know? But in my mind, I'm like, wait, I didn't do the muscle memory like I did, unfortunately, on Fortnite. I played so much Fortnite throughout the years that people were like, your ass, learn how to build, that I just started launching into creative and started learning how to build and cranking 90s. And
I didn't.
Well, you don't really need it now. Like, quite frankly, it's interesting. I would say if you're, you know what? I take that back. You might need it now, but I don't know to what degree because
there's still a limit.
Well, here's I'm thinking more of the verticality to map. There's a lot of peaks and valleys in comparison to like the first one where it was not essentially flat, but like you had to go, the main towers or high points were like very obviously like you knew where it was on the map. Here, it's all over. Anywhere you go, you're like, I'm up, down, left, right. I don't know. Put in a fucking Konami code trying to make sure I get a headshot. It's crazy. But I'm hoping post listen, we have one. We can say we have
this one. Is all
Here's also the problem. I have a crown right now. This is previous, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to, like, if I play Fortnite, I might as well lose the crown now. So that way when I pull up on stream. You want me to play on
Start a new
Smurfs?
account. Smurf it.
You want me to Smurf it out? Disrespectful.
Little Willie.
You're so stupid.
Silly little Willie.
Oh my god, silly little. I'm sorry. That's just once you made fun of it in my mind, I was like, oh, he dropped this kill shot version.
This guy, like, he's hoping that it never actually happens again, that I see it. If you ever get got by a bot, it's over for you.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure I have footage of me getting got by a bot. I'd be concerned otherwise.
I was gonna ask for some. I was working on the. I made a video on my channel, right? And I made a line of getting pooped on in Fortnite, and I was about to message you. I was like, "You got anything where you getting like just absolutely obliterated at the start?" And I'm like, "Who keeps those clips?"
There's no way. It's not something traditionally I would keep, but it's something like, quite frankly, now that you mentioned it, like as soon as we're done recording this, I have the itch to play it. So if I'm gonna play it, then
that's what I'm saying.
It's not the worst of things, you know what I mean?
No, that's why like I'll be slamming it on the Mondays is great because it's, brain off. I'm out here just running to people. I was doing quests because I saw that with those stars you get from the battle pass stuff.
Yes.
Some of the tracks, like sometimes you get a little bit of V-Bucks, and I'm like, oh, cool. I'm up to 950. I hope that's enough for the avatar track. So hold on. So you sent this context. Yes, there's something that's going on with Avatar in Fortnite. I didn't really read it outside of like, this is new to me. So like, I have more questions than I do. Do we know what it's supposed to be happening? Is it going to be the mini battle pass? Is that what I'm hearing? No. Avatar: The Last Airbender is having a collab with Fortnite very soon. Will include Aang skin, Appa glider, and other new skins released to the item shop. So you still can't afford that. That's not going to be on battle pass. It's going to be in the item shop. If it's in the item shop, Aang is going to cost at least 1,500 V-Bucks. I'd be concerned otherwise. Oh wait, they're like singles? Well, yeah, you just read it right now. New skins released into the item shop. It's a la carte. It's 100% a la carte. Gross, man. So that's going to run you, like, if they do a bundle, honestly, anywhere between 2,500 V-Bucks, 3,000. That's money. That's like $20-$30 investing. It's silly. I hate it. Do they still do that thing where if you buy a battle pass and you complete it, you get your money back in V-Bucks? You get your money back, but if you spent it throughout the season, because keep in mind, it's not like an immediate dump, then it's gone. Like, it's just completely out of but I'm saying, look, because you unlock V-Bucks within the battle pass. Right. Does it give you back your... Yes, it gives you the equivalent back. But quite frankly, it's not a lot. Like okay, it is in the 950. So if you do go through the battle pass, you're fine and do it. But at that point, if your objective right now is to get through that, your best bet and the cheapest option is to spend on the crew and then cancel it. Oh, like the subscription thing. So you'll get the skin. You'll get actually it's March 1st. We're recording this March 1st. So if you were to cop it theoretically in this month, food stamps. You stupid. They don't accept BBT. you get the battle pass as is right now. So you can level up and get through the other extra bullshit, right? Right. Get to that. Once you do that, you'll get not only the 950 V-Bucks, you also get the battle pass. That battle pass will be the battle pass that you get for the following season. So you get 950, right? And you get keep in mind, it also comes with, I think, 1,000 V-Bucks. All right. So you get almost $20 worth of stuff with free things and another battle pass if you wanted to do it for the next season, because that monthly subscription means that's what it's part of it, right? You get the crew, or not the crew, you get the battle pass. Right. Yeah. It's a $12, by the way. The cheapest. This whole like last 15 minutes is just us talking some nerd shit. Sorry about that. I mean, that's all this is. It's all just nerd stuff. I mean, most of this itching came from just having played so much Skull and Bones, right? It's a generic live service thing. And I'm here going, there's so many others that I could be playing. And I was like, well, I'm just itching for a little Fortnite action, because I understand the appeal of life service, right? Of being part of something for a long time, seeing your progress, growing with it, sure. And I was like, I'll just take a different one. Right. I'll just go over here. I see what y'all do. I remember when we first started playing, you and Melissa were always like doing your quest and what. I'm just here. And I'll actually get invested in the quest and like, okay, so run around, jump on umbrellas. Right. It's one of those things where, quite frankly, so remember I wrote that whole essay where I was like, I'm really done with Fortnite, and here I am talking about it again. No, you ain't. I was going to ask. I was like, should I be inviting you to play Fortnite? Is that like offering a post-alcoholic a bit? You know? A little bit, but quite frankly, I mean, if you ever want, just here's the thing.
I don't think a lot of people keep this in mind. I'm very much like, hey, if you let me know a little bit in advance, we could play something. I don't give a fuck what the game is as long as I have access to it. Sure. Because sometimes, like, for example, like, you know, the whole Left 4 Dead genre. I don't really fuck with the Left 4 Dead genre. It's not a bad thing. It's
Why you
just
say genre like that.
Because like Left 4 Dead is not like I think of Back 4 Blood, right? Or I think of World War Z.
I was talking about the word.
Oh, well,
genre. You say it like it's spelled John-R-E.
Genre. Because I'm in New York. Genre. Because genre is so not
too bougie.
It feels
too
wrong
for me.
Too boogie, you stupid fuck. Oh, I hated it. Listen, okay, well,
so go on. You don't like the it's essentially those are PvE like wave shooters,
right?
You don't like those.
I think it's because I don't quite like it. It never really sat with me, and like, but I know a lot of my friends love playing it. Hell, I think about it. Even Mike, when we were talking about earlier, Mike was always, prior to us even streaming it, was like, "Yo, you should get the Forest," and I was like, "Oh, okay,
that's different." What?
Well, I'm explaining. No. Oh, okay. I'm explaining. Like the vibe that I have is essentially whatever other people is. As long as I have like a sensei of some sort, if it's not my genre, then I rock with it. Because then at that point, what's the worst is going to happen, right? Yeah, either we learn together or I get enough XP to kind of catch up and we can still get to that point, right?
I was going to ask about that. Is it easy for you having a job? That's the reason I stopped kind of like, because I used to be like that. I'd be like, whatever anybody's playing, I'll hop on with the boys, sure. But they're either like unemployed. Well, yeah, they were mostly unemployed. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't catch up because I was working.
Sure.
So like I'd just fall off. So I stopped buying games and I kind of wasn't playing.
So here's the thing with me. You have now identified a crisis that I have been attempting to put my finger on the pulse for, which is I want to do so much more. And I keep adding to the stupid backlog. And I've come to the conclusion that like, there's just certain games I'm just not going to be able to touch until they're dumb cheap. And maybe that's the best fucking option, because Fortnite for me is one of those things where, because the missus and I play it consistently, it's every day. Like literally, I hate to say it. It sounds like I'm an addict. There are days where we don't, right? There's days where we watch like some TV, like Love is Blind came out. I was like, fuck yeah, we about to get some tea, give me some cheese, man. But like, you know, there's days where we'll be a little preoccupied, but for the most part, if we're launching something, you know, I even have to tell Melissa, I'm like, yo, we gotta do something else because I'm gonna lose my mind if I go through another game of Fortnite. And I hear beep boop, beep boop. And then you're like, I was right next to you. And I'm like, no, the fuck you were not. You were 20 meters over there and you don't have a fucking scope. Maybe reconsider your options. So that's the only game where, quite frankly, I think I'm able to keep up. So it's interesting because, like, you know, I bought Helldivers 2, right? Another conversation where it was like a friend played it. That was Mike. And Mike was like, yo, you got to try it. He didn't push me towards it. He was like, if you get it, let me know. This is the energy I'm on. And I was like, how many hours did you put in? He said 40 and I said, fuck, okay, I guess I got to try it because that means a lot in that regard. Plus I had interest. But I know that like, I'm not able to keep up, you know, like Fortnite might be the only exception to the rule, which is weird.
Well, not really. Cause I mean, when you think about it, it's like, you know, it's like COD. There's no advantage. There's no, like once the match is over, it's over.
Right.
We all come back and that's kind of nice. It's round based. I actually think, it's like the yin to the yang of games that constantly go on forever, right? Okay. Like Minecraft, you know, my friends will always start up a server. They go ham on the weekend. I'll go with them too. And then the work week comes through. I come back next weekend and they're like, they're gone. They're so advanced. They might even just be done with the game by that point, you know?
Right.
So I'm like, quit your job. And we'll stream and we'll just play whatever we want.
Did you see the tweet I sent out the other day?
No, dog.
It's okay. I don't really
Twitter's off my stuff unless it's 9 to 5. I only tweet on the clock. That's the word.
I hear you. I mean, quite frankly, it's something I forget. I even have the Twitter sometimes. Literally, I'll tell you when I'm looking at it. The other day I did like a little research or like what have I been tweeting or anything, just to kind of get a sense of like how much I've decreased my activity or like where's my energy sort of changed, right? And then I looked at it and I was like, this is wild to think about how much I'm not active. I don't even want to convey in that idea, like to like go through and be. Before at one point I was like, I want to make sure I tweet like at least once a week or something like that, right? I don't know why this was like something I had in my mind, but no, I got to the point where I'm like, I think most of my tweets is just like, oh shit, we're on stream. And even then, right, that's only once a week. So imagine how like inactive that is. If that's the most thing that takes up my timeline, I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
Sure. I usually make some kind of banger, schedule it around 4 p.m. and let them out. That's it. I'm gone.
I'm here for you. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad.
There you go.
I also got thrown off.
I don't know where you were going with Twitter. Did you find it?
No. Well, I mean, it was more so at the fact that it's wild how often I was utilizing it, or how less often I was using it in comparison to the years prior. Like that, at one point, I was just clearing my tweets. Like every year, I was clearing them because I was afraid. Well, I'm afraid that I'm gonna say something stupid like vanilla ice cream is the best, and then boom, I'm racist 10 years later. I don't want to do that.
You are
because I like vanilla ice cream. That's wild. That don't make no sense.
You should have known better.
I had butter pecan the other day. Does that count? Is that
wow? This guy.
I'm not a chocolate guy.
Reverse racism. This dude.
Is it reverse racism?
What's that called?
When you're an Uncle Tom?
No, not that. Diversity hire. There you go. You out here diversity hiring with your ice cream.
What do you mean?
Some of my best flavors are butter pecan.
I love butter pecan. That's my shit. Why? Why not?
I don't like nuts and desserts, dog. That's the thing you're going to find out about me today. I don't like nuts and desserts. It's weird.
Why would I want to find that about? Wait, hold on. Context.
I didn't say you'd like it. I didn't say fun fact. Okay. This is just the fact of the day.
The fact. Here's Frost's fact of the day. If there's nuts in it, he don't want it. No salad with nuts. No. If there's nuts in the dessert, I don't want it. Why would you do that? Does that account and does that across all food?
No, it's dessert specifically.
Okay. Are you one of those people who hate mint flavored toothpaste too? All right. Yeah.
No, toothpaste, that's fine because that's the flavor of toothpaste. Mint flavored ice cream? No, sir. That's toothpaste.
So you had a drink when it has some mint in it and that mint didn't enhance.
Oh, like actually like minta, like the leaf? Oh, I freaking love it. I love it.
All right. See, look, you're making this easy.
Put that in my pozole.
We've had these conversations before. I think I've said it on stream too. I was like, there's people who have like these taste profiles that I don't really care for. It's not a big deal, but like they look at me weird when I say like mint isn't bad in any regard. I don't mind mint in ice cream. It's not my favorite. It's not the top. Yeah. You know what I mean?
If we're talking about what we can handle, what we can take, sure.
Take. It's more so a preference. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, sure. I unprefer mint.
And I think that's absolutely fine. Yeah, I like a little mint when I have it in a bev, right? Ain't no issue in that regard. I like a little mint when it's pulling up, like in my toothpaste. I actually had the other day.
I eat it, you say?
No, you know what? I got old. I got older and so I got like sensitive gums. So I was like, let me get the Sensodyne shit. Let me get the Arm & Hammer that helps sensitive gums and all this stuff. And it tastes like ass. Yes, it's terrible. Yes, it's ridiculous. I miss my mint. It's bad. Yep. I feel like most of our podcast is just me being older and being like, this is bad now.
Older, he says. You're older by about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. And I've learned nothing. I've learned to be careful. I've learned don't long live piracy, especially if you're Frost and you have to review it.
Man's 30 and suddenly you just wait till you're my age, Frost. The world is unkind.
It's also fucking funny because I feel like 9 times out of 10, even though I'm the viejito in the situation, I go to you like, help, I don't know what's going on. Or more so like a sanity check. And that's wow. I don't realize like how just relevant or like how much I value that until recently because I was like, I do sanity check quite a bit. And I don't remember being like this. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm used to that. I was always, for some reason, I was always the youngest in every group, every crew, everything. I was always the youngest one. And I was like, somebody going to do something? No? Me? Okay. All right. So y'all make me feel old. Everybody makes me feel old. Every time I talk to somebody older, and I'm like, just wait till you're my age. And they're like, well, hold on.
That's how old are you? Let's not math that.
Yeah. Like, opposite. But who was the top? I think it was Jack. Jack's like one of the oldest of Second Wind, right?
Sure.
But he's like, I don't think you're that much younger than me. I'm like, wait a minute.
How old is Jack?
Yeah, Jack's in his 40s.
Okay.
But he's older than Yacht, so he's older than like 41.
How old is Yahtzee?
Yahtzee's 40.
I don't know what numbers are. At this point, I'm all thinking it's all a lie. Because quite frankly, I knew Jack was older. I didn't know his age. I didn't really think too much about it because I feel like his energy is very youthful. Even when it's either when it's a viejito sort of like reference and stuff, I'm like, okay, I see the spark. I see the inspiration that was there. But then you get like people like me and you, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck we're interested in anymore. Like one day, it's weird.
Try everything. Yeah, try like you were saying, going back to that thing of like, it feels like there's a lot of things you want to get into, right?
Sure.
It's just building up this huge old backlog. Just pick something and go.
Well, that's the problem too, though. I just did this with fucking Marvel Midnight Suns, dog.
I saw he was playing that. Go on.
I don't dislike it. The story's asinine. Maybe it's just me right now. I don't really care. It's one of those things where like I'm looking at it, and as soon as I launched into the game, I was like, so this is not a like. I'll put it into a tier list. This is not like a AAA or like a quality, like, mwah, you need to play this game sort of thing. It's a nice,
it's weird, like a sleeper.
You know? It's almost like a C-list movie to me. That's how I look at it.
It's something to do, you know?
It's my off-brand
You went fishing with Blade, didn't you?
Not yet. I didn't know it was an option. I mean, now that I know it's an option. I said some other shit the other day that made him mad. And I was like, all right, get over yourself. I called you out on your emotion. Get over yourself. But this is the thing, right? I bought that game with the intention, like, this is going to be my next investment. Didn't happen. Went to do Stray. Was obsessed with Stray. Got everything I needed to do with that one. Don't ever need to touch that again. Glad that I experienced it. And then like I'm in this weird sort of space. Like I don't really know what I want to be playing. Right. So like how you say the game
feels
again?
Rough, doesn't it, man?
But here's the thing. It's not like through like not being aware or not having accessibility to it. It's just like, what am I supposed like? Is this the vibe or is this what I'm feeling? And it's hard. It's hard to justify if I still want to go through and try certain games or like really invest the time and effort into it. I've put most of my like hours on my Steam Deck on games that's just like whatever. Like Vampire Survivors is a prime example. It's whatever.
How dare you?
It's just don't even think about it. Just put it on.
That's a mind off. It's great. That's a dopamine dripper. 100%.
Right. And then I still keep calling it Balto, but it's not Baltaro, whatever.
Balatro is like the Italian jester.
It just sounds like you're saying cilantro every time and it feels disrespectful. I don't know. That's how I'll use it in my mind. Not cilantro, but Balatro. Right, well, that game, I mean, I haven't put too many, like you've eclipsed me in terms of hours invested. Wait, same with Helldivers, right? And here I am, like
not that much. Not much.
I mean, you're still higher than I. Like that.
I got like what level are you? I'm like 8. I just got the jump pack.
I don't even got that. So like, go ahead.
It's awful.
Is it that
bad? It's not what I wanted from a jetpack. Let's just say that.
Mike told me I got to save up for some shotgun. I'm like, I don't know what the shotgun is. He's like,
probably. What do you call it? Nick was using it yesterday, and he died, or I killed him. I can't remember, but his shotgun ended up in my hands.
Was it recorded? Because someone will remember.
It was on the live stream. Yeah. Okay, and I was like, why did you bring this thing? And then like a big horde of them came through it, cleared them out. And I was like, I see. All right.
Everyone keeps saying that's the meta, and I'm like, oh, I just got into the game, so it's hard.
It's the quote unquote meta for like when there's big bugs. Otherwise, you can't take them out in time.
Big butt bugs.
Yeah,
it's also weird because I'm thinking more so like I actually played Helldivers 1 and enjoyed it, but I didn't put as many hours as I did in 2. I think I put only slightly more. Interesting. Okay. There's more to learn. What was I saying? Frost only did 6.8. Rookie.
Yeah, no, but yeah, not at all. I mean, it is what it is. To me, it's about as exciting as Deep Rock, which is like a lot of these live service games are kind of like the food service, and these in particular feel like bars where I'm like, food's aight, drinks cool, my buds are here.
Yeah, yes, it's a vibe before anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like it's the spot. It's the spot right now.
But I'm also aware that when I bought it, like I knew I wasn't gonna get this game and be like, I'm gonna solo this. Right? I'm not like it's not that sort of energy that's supposed to be there. It's more so at the fact that I think I've been like a little bit influenced by homeboy word of mouth, right? And then on top of that, it was like the day before, I just kept getting TikToks about it, and it's just the content creators just being silly, and I'm like, I like this energy. But then did I buy it because I confused it and thought I can do that with like the gang, or like I don't know? It's a weird balance.
You gotta have a silly crew. If you're just there to win, game gets kind of boring, and it also gets kind of frustrating.
Right.
But if you got a silly crew, like whenever I got to play with whenever we're streaming it, I'm just throwing mines everywhere.
I fucking know.
Watch your foot. Watch your steps.
You're the worst.
I shoved you off a cliff.
You used Nick first to do that, and then I thought this isn't gonna happen to me. You chose to be a see you next Thursday, and then I got wrecked. So I don't know what's supposed to do with that.
Indiscriminate, dog. Yeah, you asked for it.
Why am I getting hands? That was weird.
Why would you put yourself on a cliff when we have a push button?
Okay, and also, why would you leave? Like, you are like the equivalent of a 13-year-old with these mines, just dirtying up your fucking room. Everything's on the ground. I'm like, what is this? I can't step. And I'm not like I'm trying to step or like be like stupidly stumbling into it. It's just once you get like flanked, what am I supposed to do? Oh, look at all these red boop, 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 boop.
See, all right, here's the thing. I was expecting their proximity mines. I was expecting mine mines. Like step on it, it goes off, right? no, these are get near me and I'll go off. And then it changed to the rest of it. And I was like, oh, cool. I can just weave through them and then everything behind me will die. No, it's just gonna kill me. Like, all right, interesting. Also, that thing's secret OP. I tell you what, because we couldn't blow up a building. We'd use all our stuff. And I was like, I'm just gonna throw my mines on it. And then I'm gonna shoot the mines, right? Mm-hmm. But no, when it landed, it killed it. I was like, oh my God, thing's strong.
Yeah, that's definitely
but it's the vibe. It's gonna be like the Fortnite for dudes who are into fascism.
It's also just seems very much in the vein of like, I don't know. See, what initially threw me off from it was the fact that, I don't know, there wasn't much that was pushing me, but I think the one thing, if I had to like look at from videos and friends, it was just like, I'm not gonna be that guy who takes it too fucking serious, right? And it doesn't seem, that's why it was like somewhat appealing. But then you get the people who kind of like, it becomes like a blurred line where they joke around and say for democracy and shit like that. And I'm like, I don't really know if you're blurred. You're almost like, where were you January? Like January 6th. I gotta know. You know what I mean?
What's your favorite World War?
Right. Let me ask you a question. Do you eat Cheetos or do you just keep it on display, calling it the best Cheetos we've ever had in our life and we'll never eat it again?
I don't know where that metaphor came from, but sure.
The Cheeto will return in 2024.
I don't know that's what you mean. Okay. No, that was out there.
All right, let me help. They buy the MAGA shoes. Does that help you?
I get you now. Yeah.
A little more on the nose
while they play. Yeah, I feel you. No, it's one of those, again, it's a bar. It's got an improv night and it's about as fun or as dry as you and your friends are. That's what it is.
Don't put that negative energy on me. This is like,
when you're negative energy. I'm saying it is what you make it.
Well, sure. But also, you call me a stale cracker, and I feel a little triggered.
If you ever get bored in that game, that's on you.
The one thing I'll tell you is that I'm not bored with it. I still want to go through it. But I can feel like I can almost see where the roadblock is going to happen. You know what I mean? Like where I'm going to eventually hit that wall, and it's going to be like, all right, I've had my fill.
I'm kind of already there. I don't like this progression system.
Okay.
A lot of people are like, it's okay. I think it's relative to all other progression systems, right?
Sure.
I don't like games where it's like, play the game, have a currency, unlock more of the game. Mm-hmm. I mean, if people like that, sure. Hades has that a lot. It's just a very common thing. I prefer like Balatro, or I guess my happy place is Black Ops, where you are you have to do some challenges.
Sure.
Like you want the jump pack? Well, dive and shoot something.
Right.
Dive and shoot 5 things. I'm like, okay. Something like that, instead of just because to me it's kind of like, either one, you've gated me away from the fun stuff.
Sure.
Behind a lot of monotony. I don't like that. Or two, like you gotta have to like the base and be okay with whatever is there now, right? Instead of just hoping like it'll get better one day once I unlock all this stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm addressing it as is now.
Yeah, and that's why I'm here. Like, okay, yeah, that was fun, but now I'd like to use a new thing. It's like, I have to get more currency. I was like, oh man,
right.
So that's a little rough on me. That's where I feel the wall's gonna be, and probably something that doesn't go away from me.
I mean, I can see that too. I do like the idea of possibly having a better mapped out quest design. Because that's something like I guess I think of, but like it's one of those things because it's a weird sort of line for me because it isn't a free to play, right? So because in that regard, $40, right? And then in addition to have it where, I don't know, like they do give you an option to spend more and do this, that, and the third. But like for me, whenever there's something like that where it's just like I could technically spend and do this, but I've already spent the money that's on the game and the grind isn't fun. I don't know. I can't justify it.
Yeah. No, that's where I am there. Also, like if we're being real, it feels goofy. Like
yeah.
You run around funky, aiming down sights feels weird.
It doesn't feel smooth. The transition.
Yeah, no, hefty, wobbly. I was in the training and I was like, okay, I just have to get used to this, I suppose. But no,
right.
And you do get used to it. But even though you're used to it, it still feels wonky, right? It's sort of like if you're in a car or it's like being at the Walmart and you grab the cart with the weird wheel. Mm-hmm. You get used to it. You learn to overcompensate for it. But that doesn't mean it's not still a wonky wheel. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. But also, why not just get a different cart? I took it literal at that point
because I've gone this far. I'm not going back, and all the wheels are probably messed up too. So
I mean, this is Walmart. Chances are, I can't see why that would.
I'm not going to finesse myself into a wonkier wheel. But this is like a side note of like some critics going. I hear people saying it feels weird, and then others, you get used to it. Yeah, but both of you are right. You can get used to it. It can also just feel weird. Like that aim down sights thing.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst feeling.
It's jarring
for any shooter.
Absolutely jarring. It's not make or break, but also the game is like, how do I describe it? The best way to describe it, because I would probably make the metaphor as more like a sopa. Like you really make it's your soup. What you add to it will make it what you want.
There you go.
That's the best way. So like I anticipate, like this is the broth, so to speak, the base. I don't know. It is what it is. It's nothing too crazy. It's how ever you're going to spice it up in addition, though it be friends, though it be like maybe just taking additional challenge. Like there's elements that are there. And I don't think we should be in a position where we're like, I don't want to say give it shit, because I think its price point is enough where I'm like, I expect some jankiness. I've paid more money for silly stuff on early access. Right.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I try not to hold, I wouldn't say it's a mediocrity, but if it doesn't make me mad and it doesn't make me excited, I'm not going to be here just beating up on it. I'll just move on.
Right.
We'll find something else. And this is also coming from the dudes who play Fortnite, right? For a lot of people, it's just, we're just there. We're just there.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, we've identified that's our bar, Fortnite's our bar. Right.
That's the bar.
It's weird when you put it into bars though, because then that's such an
interesting. It's live service, dog. What else is it?
Well, I mean, because here's this thing. There's, I guess, like many bars, there's plenty of live service games where I'd poke my head in and be like, all right, I had my good time, gotta bounce.
Yeah, y'all are weird in here.
Yeah, like, I don't know. This is not what I want to be doing.
I don't know why y'all like this, but I'm glad you're having fun,
Right. Just don't do anything illegal. You're fine. I think more about Overwatch.
Fast.
Well,
yeah, that's
Overwatch is bar. Overwatch is a weird bar.
Y'all good in here? Okay. There's less chairs in here now. All right.
Right.
More people are standing. All right.
Weird.
Y'all outed some pedophiles from your esports scene.
Oof.
Okay.
Did that actually happen?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What happened? I don't know anything about this.
I mean, that. The same thing for like the Smash scene, right? It's like, all right, y'all a little rowdy. Some of you could stand a shower.
Yeah.
You outed a pedophile again. Oh, okay.
See, it's weird because I feel like that's most of the fighting community.
We're not going there, Willie. Not for this episode, dog. We'll talk about that later.
Right.
That's a different bro.
I'll leave a pin in it, but like my main takeaway is that like it's a conflicting thing because it's not every element of it. It's just, I feel like the more niche you get, the worse the hygiene becomes.
Oh, we're talking actual soaping. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. There's this funny thing because people are always saying, oh, dead games. And I go, y'all ain't never been to a rural town before. Yeah. A lot of not dead games, but games people would consider dead, like player count less than 10K.
Sure.
Which is pretty good for a shooter. Bad for a MOBA. But the smaller it gets like that, the more it experiences some like little village type behavior where the etiquette's a little different. The things that you shouldn't be doing are different. People know each other more. The beefs kind of taint the community sense and more about these like Hatchfields versus McCoy blood feuds than anything else.
Those are words that mean nothing to me, but I love that.
Yeah, as someone who grew up in a small village, these tiny games that don't die, they feel like small villages. They really do.
It's just
little backwoods.
I'm not gonna go full blown into it because I do want to discuss this at another time.
I say we should. I say next one. Yeah.
I mean, if I could remember, fucking struggling.
Before that, write it down quick.
Write it down. We're talking nerds, Evo nerds.
Evil nerds.
I'm not evil. I wrote Evo because that's how I'm gonna know competitive. Well, it's
all right. Evo's cool. They've cleaned up a bit, but yeah, we'll get there.
I did come across a random TikTok where it was just like these people were essentially just showing like fighting like the behind closed doors like reaction shots of like, or actually I take it back because it started going into a compilation where it was just the fighting community. I'm talking about video games. Go through the whole 9 yards and like they play competitively, and then they like actively talk shit too. And it's the most funniest thing that I've seen because
you're talking about
if you apply names, I'm not gonna know.
Yeah, I was like, he's not gonna know, and I'm bad with names. So
same. I'm good with faces. I can show you the white boy's face in my mind, but I can't draw it.
White boy, like vampire looking,
little vampire, little Martin Shkreli looking guy.
Little like got a polo on or some shit.
I think. I mean, I just saw this like literally
popping off on a big buff black dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's Low Tier God. Yeah, I've seen that pop off. That's a historical one.
I'm like, I don't even know what this is.
Low Tier God was like, you nerd, you pale, he was bullying the little white dude. The little white dude beats him, so then he pops off and like, yep, you gotta take that.
But also, you all look like fucking idiots.
Not Low Tier God.
No, he looked like an idiot to me.
Oh, but yeah, like acting like one. But I'm talking about like, if we're talking just looks.
Well, no, I'm not talking looks, just situational shit. Like, for example.
Oh, I mean, it's all goofy. It's all goofy.
Yeah. And
we've grown men playing video games.
Well, I mean, I anticipate this because I was like, again, I mentioned this before. I played a lot of Dragon Ball Z as a kid, and we used to go and whenever we would just scrap up, like that's how we settle it, right? Broken controllers and all, doing the stupid thumbsticks, whether Budokai Tenkaichi, whatever the fucking series brought, we played. It had Goku, we were fighting. Yeah, you know how I'm feeling now. So like we would be playing consistently, and we would have that sort of constant energy where we were just talking in a disrespectful tone, just saying wild, rowdy shit. Like at one point, my homeboy called my mom a slut, and my mom walked into the room and kicked that guy out. And I was like, "What the fuck did you expect?" He was like, "I got so," because he was not like, it was one of those things where I had like 4 wins and he had 0. He's like, I lost. I blacked out. And I just came out and I'm like, I'm not mad because my mom wasn't tripping it either. She was just like, get the fuck out of my house. I'm not going to stand for that. Right. And I had to add that context to my mom, but like, I don't anticipate that energy anymore. Maybe just because I'm grown, maybe because we are grown in that regard, but also that's weird because again, the compilation, it starts getting very niche, right? It becomes like, these people, whether it be street fighters.
I bet you've seen like Filipino champ in there. A little small bald dude.
Sounds vaguely familiar. Yeah, I mean, I could see it.
Sunglasses.
Yep.
Okay, if you put it into if you put it into the context of the WWE, a lot of it's kind of fake.
That's where I was also getting to because I'm like, this feels scripted. I don't know how to describe it.
Like that one there with Low Tier God, and it's a little set up,
right? But like.
There's heels. There are some heels.
This is silly. Maybe I'm not in it. Maybe because I'm not in it enough. But when I look at shit like that, or like even when it was just like, because it wasn't like bigger Evo events, just random local fighting tournaments, this, that, and the third.
Sure. I mean, Evo is a whole different thing, but sure.
Well, okay. I just throw Evo. What I'm saying is that it wasn't like a professional. Like these are probably smaller things.
Oh, you're talking locals. Yeah.
Yeah, like local scene. And that's where I was like, I'm enough where I'm like, you know, say, what are we doing? We're doing a lot. We got to take it. It's interesting to say that it's scripted though, because I was like, I felt something in my soul that it wasn't right. And maybe I thought I was overthinking at the time. And now you added context. Now you added a little sazon to the flavor. And I appreciate you.
Yeah. Some are better about it. Some ain't. Some of it's hella entertaining. Punko was my favorite because it's a little chubby. I think he's a Korean dude.
Okay.
And he was in there. He was killing gods. He was killing everybody, but he was quiet, super quiet. Wouldn't say nothing.
Cerebral.
But hold up, his pop, he'd just take his shirt off and start slamming you. He would just take his shirt off, and just start whooping you.
No way.
Yeah, he would just beat you. Like that was his whole. He would just take his shirt off. It was not sightly at all whatsoever. Take his shirt off and then go back to playing. And he's quiet. He's just quiet there. But now shirt's gone. He's just there. Like
but like no, you're not saying he's physically assaulting me, right? Like,
no, he's not assaulting. No, in the game, he takes his shirt off, sits back down. And then he just whoops your ass in the game.
You painted such a video in my mind where I was like, he gets the dub, and then after he gets the dub, he just becomes Brock Lesnar, takes off the shirt, and starts swinging. I'm like, how is this allowed in play?
It's while he's playing, he takes the shirt off. That's his like, all right, I'm going into the next gear thing. And this one dude in pools. Yeah, yeah. But he's so quiet about it, man. And there's one dude in pools was like, he was getting, because it's random seating, and he was going up against one of the gods. He knew he wasn't going to win. So he's just there egging him on. He's like, come on, take the shirt off. Take the shirt off. He's like, let's go. Wouldn't do it. So then he takes his shirt off. He's like, come on, let's go.
No.
And it was just disrespectful over and over. So then Puko's finally like, fine, takes it off, and he's smiling, and he's just whooping his ass in the game. And it is as much entertainment. It is as much scripted entertainment as it is anything else. I could tell you some crazy storylines. I was there for a lot of the older stuff, and there were villains, and there were heroes, and there were baby faces, and there were heel turns. Just how it goes. Some of them, though, like WWE, are just assholes.
Right. I mean, it's wild because I guess I never put the narrative into it. You know what I mean? Like, in my mind, keep in mind, this is something I'm far removed from. I'm not attached to any sort of scene that was anything. At worst, I was attached to a Halo 3 scene back in the day, and even then, that was bad. Yeah. Like, I should have never been playing. But point being,
I should have been there.
No, it was bad. You know how many times I had to get like my dad to sign over a waiver because my mom wouldn't sign it because she was like, I went to one of those events and these kids just need to fucking get their shit together. Like, I would smack the shit out of somebody if they talk to me like that. And I'm like, Ma, you gotta keep in mind these are kids. When people talk shit in video games, it's stupid. For me, I automatically see it, and I'm like, maybe because I was so a part of it when I was young, I was like, oh yeah, when we played like Dragon Ball Z, when we lost, we talk shit. Cool. But that's salty wounds. That's just us like.
I was never allowed. So what is it? Like, we grow up Mexicans and we just still Mexicans, but
sure, I didn't anticipate.
My cousins would always like, they'd tear into me, they'd roast me while I'm losing, sure. And then, but as soon as I start winning, they feel bad and they actually want to fight. The amount of times I'd fight my cousins because they were the ones up 4-0. I get the 4-1.
Right.
And I'm like, what now? And then they're like, all right, let's go then. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, why did we default to this?
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, y'all are sensitive. Y'all are delicate. That too, when I was growing up in high school, everybody would roast everybody. And I wouldn't be like, your mom's got cancer. I wouldn't say that.
Right.
It's just, I would say wittier things.
Right.
And they'd get mad. And it's like, all right, let's actually scrap. So I never was much of a roaster until like nowadays. It's more, I guess it was when my brother got older. Because there's a 10-year gap between us.
Okay.
He got older, and I would not roast him, but it would just be in that more like playful,
I get that.
Like, here I come, I'm about to get you good, and he beats me because I'm not trying or nothing, and that was more funny to me. It's more funny to have this huge setup of like, yo, like, Will, I'm about to carry you so hard, and I'm the first down. Like that is the funniest thing to me.
You do be saying some wild shit, and I'm like, you have 2 SMGs and 250s. Yeah. What are you doing? You're like, I don't need heals.
Yeah, like here comes the god, and it's like, what are you doing? I like more of that than just like this, that. Back in the third, I was like, I'm not here for that. But no, I like stories in anything, and FGC has it. Smash has cool storylines and stuff like that. So that's it. Looks wild. And sometimes it is. There was some weirdos. There are definitely.
It felt like I was the equivalent, and I say this with no ill intent, but it felt like because it came across my TikTok feed, like quite frankly, it felt like me watching like failed compilations in the zoo. Like that is the best way to because it just doesn't make sense. Because like the one you talk about with the old dude taking his shirt off, all you had to do was say you ain't see the homeboy take a shirt. Once you mentioned that, I already got you. Copy. It was part of that compilation. But it just feels like such a separated world and so juvenile because of the fact that it's it's over the years.
Did it have this one dude like pulling the stick out of it? It was 2 black guys. It was Mike Ross and K Brad, but you don't know names.
No names mean nothing.
Mike Ross, it was filling more of a caster role. He was retired. He's long retired, and K Brad was kind of like the big shot. It was a little more recent, right?
Sure.
K-Brad is like, you ain't. Then they were ranking their worst the worst FGC players in their list, and K-Brad was like, you know what, Mike, you suck. That's why you ain't around here. You suck. And then Mike is like, what? Pick up that stick, boy. Pick up that stick. And they're going at it, and Mike's getting shit on,
right,
for a little bit, but then he starts winning.
Ooh.
Then he starts winning some more. And K-Brad just got the biggest smile on his face. And Mike's like, give me that stick, boy. You don't deserve this stick.
I didn't see that, but this brings me so much joy.
Flo is so funny. Flo, I mean, shout out to Flo. He passed away recently.
Oh, R.I.P.
But he was just like the biggest, funniest white dude just there like, pick up the pad, he said. You don't deserve a stick.
I love that.
It's the best times for The best times for fighting games and any of that kind of stuff was always whenever like the crowd's in on it and they go for it. Sometimes it is a little cringa, but sometimes it kind of makes the rivalry a little worth it. Like,
sure, yeah, I get it.
Like Sonic Fox, like it's is a weird one. He would always get bullied. And that was unfortunate, but it also like he's got to feel good for himself in the aftermath because he ended up essentially being the best player in almost everything.
Well, who is this person? Add context.
Sonic Fox is I don't know if he's good now. He was the best like 3 years ago. He was the best Mortal Kombat player.
Okay,
and best at Dragon Ball Z. Mm-hmm. But this is like, understand that the problem really with the FGC is that they're so like old school.
Right.
And so imagine how they would treat a gay black furry.
Oh, I didn't know all that. Okay.
You see what I mean?
I'm slacking. Gotcha.
And people would roast that and they get in his face about that. And it's like, let's go pick up the stick then. And he would just whoop ass. He would just beat everybody. And that's cool. That's great.
Yeah, of course. I get that. I get where you're coming from in that regard. But this is what I mean. It's so weird because like these compilations that I saw, and I guess
you probably did see some cringe stuff though.
It got to the point. There was some elements where whoever was composing it just took like great moments. Like for example, I'm sure everyone's seen the clip of, I couldn't tell you the person, but that one guy was playing like Street Fighter at it wasn't a local because they had a fucking venue there. There were people. And he was
talking moment 34, I think.
Probably. Yep.
Huge.
Yes, sir.
Ken and Chun-Li, yeah.
Pulled up at the end. Yep. It was like, nah, I ain't going. I was like, no way he wins from this. Crazy. Yep. So shit like that, where it's like, it's weird. I got both sides of the moon in that regard. And I'm like, the other side that initially came to me, hate it. Don't give me any more of that. Because it's stupid. I'm like, it's cool to watch it. It gets bad when it gets to the point where it's like, I feel bad. Like I physically feel like I need to crawl into a shell.
Yeah, no. Like again, I don't want to get too far into the FGC stuff because like that's a whole other episode, dog. I could come in here with storylines. I genuinely miss it. I don't know if they're still around now as far as storylines go, but dang, 2011 to 2014, there was some huge storylines. All over the place on all the Street Fighter, the Marvel, the Smash stuff. Like, God dang, boy. God dang. Could write an anime or something. And if you want something quick, if you want to have a little like kind of chisme, kind of documentary, kind of entertainment, watch the Smash doc. I know the Smash community hates that thing because it paints such a very like loaded narrative.
You gotta send me the link.
I mean, it's just YouTube.
Oh, is it just Smash? I don't want to go on the Second Wind channel and type in Smash doc. That'd be bad.
I got remastered. Oh, 4 hours there. Yeah.
4 hours. God damn. Didn't we just have a conversation about 90 minutes? You wildin'.
There ain't much to do in Helldivers. You'll be fine.
What do you mean? I'm diving. I can't. I'll be struggling left and right.
I'll be diving. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of how Smash get bigger is like this whole narrative of like, here's the good guys, here's the bad guys. Here's the guy that doesn't try, shows up drunk and beats everybody. Here's the guy that has hella Asperger's and is beating everybody.
I'm sorry, I did not anticipate. They don't say that word anymore. They call it something else now.
What now? I'm trying to keep up.
I don't mean it. And I didn't laugh because of the fact that it was like, oh, you didn't know that they call it something else. Someone said it to me the other day, and it was called. They just called it on the spectrum order. I guess they don't. It's just an outdated term. You know, say.
Is it really?
It's like the other day, and I had this conversation.
It's now included in a condition called autism spectrum disorder. Okay, so we went from vague ASD to specific to now we're vague again. Okay, we're just. I just want to know where we are.
It's not a problem. Listen, I had a problem with a conversation with one of my homeboys before he got married, and he was like, "Oh, you should tag along with so and so. She's the Milano." He goes, and I'm like, "We don't say that anymore." He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, and then they reacted, and they're like, "It's not a big deal. It's just it's outdated." Sure. And he was apologizing the entire evening to both me and the person, and I'm like, we weren't tripping over it. Ignorance is a thing. It's all right to learn it. And keep in mind, it comes from like upstate New York, and like is very much like, again, there's a flag that's on their thing, and it's the American flag, and it might have a T letter on there and the rest of a word. You know what I mean? Like, it's upstate New York. You know what I mean? So it's there. You go. There's a lot of snow, and I'm not referring to cocaine or actual snow. There's a lot of Colgate. That's what we used to call our homeboys when we went to college. We were like, this is whiter than Colgate. I'm like, what? What does that even mean? I've never heard that. I'm like, okay, good to know. Learn. Keep it a note.
Yeah, but no, that was the big storyline of you got the drunk god, you got the Swedish, I think it was Swedish, the Swedish extraordinaire, and then the dude on the spectrum who because he's so calculated, they call him the robot. I love that stuff. Even if it doesn't stick, I love it. Like that's how you make legends, right? Right. So he was considered the robot, and because he was so cold and calculated, he would be really good against the Swedish prodigy. But because he was so robotic, he wasn't good against chaos, which was the drunk dude that just shows up and is like, I'm gonna school you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So like, and all this whatnot. And that's probably why Hungry Box is so huge now. You ever heard of him?
You sound like you are making up brands on the go. Hungry Box. I went to the mall the other day. There was a store called Box Lunch. They don't sell anything to do with lunch. Oh, it's a Disney. It's essentially Disney store. No, it's like literally they're just selling like whatever IPs that they have the rights to, big things, like whether it be I couldn't tell you because it was all over. They had Disney-esque things, and that's primarily what I saw because I just kind of walked past it. But in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I don't sell boxes or lunches. I feel a little triggered.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, and I'm like,
that's messed up.
This is where I know I'm a viejito because when's the last time I've been to a mall, right? And then I pull up and I was like,
yeah, but. There it is for you. To bring it all back to a point that was never made before. Yes, as you get more into the niche, more into the investment, things can get weirder, or things can get, I guess, a little more exciting when you know the storylines. You know, but
yeah,
just comes down to it. I'm not fully. I haven't dived so deep into deep divers to know exactly what's going on. I get the whole like for democracy. Sure. But I don't know if it's like, you're doing that because, it's funny or you like Hitler.
It's a weird, blurry line.
It's why I stay away from those like fascism, but funny. But I'm like, somebody's going to think y'all are serious.
Exactly.
Warhammer, right? That's super like everyone's fascist and it's bad. But some people think this is great. And I don't.
It's like they're SNL, dog. They're just enjoying it at that point.
Sure.
I don't mind if you have it like that. It's more so like when it happened, at one point, I'm like, oh no. But then again, I shouldn't be worried because I played Call of Duty, right? I played that throughout the years. So like, I'm sure I've played with terrible people who've done terrible things before, or like people who are like just not all right there in that cabeza. This is why I got to put them on mute or like put myself in an Xbox party. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm not chatting with these guys. Yeah, your IQ is 4. Dudes.
No, but there was some brain surgeons there and stuff. But when they're there, they turn into somebody else. I don't want to be near that.
Yeah,
always in a party. Yeah, no, I never got that. I think my cousin saved me in that regard because we were what do you call it? We were late bloomers because we weren't gaming or anything like that. And the first time I seen him gaming. He said, "Put me on the mic." I said, "What?" And our friend hands him the headset.
Sure.
And he's talking all this mad trash. Right. My cousin.
Okay.
And he's like, "I got him now." It's like, look at him and all this nonsense back and forth for like the whole match. And then my friend bursts out laughing. He said, "Dog, it wasn't plugged in."
Oh.
And I'm like, that's embarrassing.
Dog, you
like, I'm in his head. And he was getting shit on too. Like, let's add that. He was not doing good. He was not doing good at all.
Right.
So this was like, yeah, come on, keep going. Like, oh, is that it? That's it. Watch, I'm gonna get you here and all this nonsense. It's like it's not even plugged in. I was like, that's embarrassing. So I can't genuinely shit talk anybody without feeling that cringeworthiness just coming right back. It was secondhand embarrassment. It was right there.
I know that feeling.
In it.
Oh, that's too funny. The last time I had a conversation with somebody about this, about like those days where people were just wilding and just like doing like verbally doing all that just nastiness. I don't mean it like I don't mind the talking shit. I don't mind the cursing. It's when it gets to the point where it's like, oh, you're just a disgusting human being. Sort of energy.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. Where's the energy?
Right. And I'm like, at least be clever or do something else with it. Like you're not even doing anything worthwhile. But
I'm gonna sound snooty. I just feel they're not creative. There was a funny little clip from Northern Lion, not to go too far out, where he said, "I miss old trolls." Because old trolls knew they were the bad guys. They knew they were the villains, and they'd have to try and get creative to troll you. And they would, kind of show you that because you're taking this too serious, you're the clown, right? But nowadays they come in here, they say some stupid things, and then they're like, "Why am I banned? Why? It's like that's it. They're just complaining and whining, and I'm like, yeah, it's to not get too like weird edgelord. It is like the Joker in the Dark Knight.
Oh no,
this town deserves a better class of villain.
You gotta stop.
Trolls nowadays they're not funny. They're really not.
They're not. But it's also like this is why we're joking around and talking about like honestly the energy that we see that's just there when we hear it outside of Helldivers, because Helldivers, quite frankly, have had nothing but a sweet time. So the one thing is that at least from the base now or during its height, its community's been great. But it's more so the fact that we were joking. We were saying like, yo, you know how many times we had to like disconnect or like switch because we were going to say some wild shit or just hear it and like, yo, you're talking all this shit. Like, it's funny when you're talking shit and you're at the bottom, right?
I love it.
Because that's the energy where it's like, all right, I needed that laugh, right? It's when you're actually like talking shit. I don't mind if you're good. If you're good and you're wrecking me, I don't like that sentence either. But like if I'm losing in that regard, I could take that. I'm going to be annoyed, but I could take that, right? It's more so when it's just like you're getting wild on the mic. And I was like, this is why we literally go into Xbox Live parties or PlayStation parties. Hell, one thing we're like, this must happen to somebody at one point. And they're like, fuck it. I'm going to change it and fix the whole entire thing. And my friend's like, yeah, it's called fucking Discord. So you don't have to deal with the headache and people talking shit. And I'm like, damn, imagine that's the lore or the background where it's like, yeah, no, I made this solely as not only a social platform, but like, I don't want to deal with dickheads in chat. Or in lobby. Yeah. That's wild.
It's kind of like what do you call it? It's almost like a personality test. Are you the kind of guy who would open mic random games? You know, like, that is something. The only people who are out walking those streets are the ones who are also strapped and are ready to throw some free speech at you.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that if you're on the open mic in a random game, you are, gonna say some racist stuff. I'm just saying there's a heavy correlation.
It's just like it's like the fucking things you sent me the other day where it's like, hey, look at the correlation between this and that. How does that make sense? I'm like, get that bullshit out of here. You're like, hey, Will, I promise you this isn't a conspiracy. Just the divorce in Maine is connected to margarine for some reason. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's great.
I can't believe it's not divorce, bro.
Can't believe it's not divorce. That was such low-hanging fruit. I hated her. Oh my God.
What do you mean? I can't believe it's not marriage, he says.
So close. That one's bad.
But yeah, there you go. No, but it's the mic thing. As far as those go, I've been in them. I've streamed before, like PUBG. I would open mic.
Right.
And it's funny, especially I love, as much as sometimes you do just find some weirdo racist, right? Sometimes you find like the role players. I love those.
Yeah.
I love they just
the
get
RPs
in there the whole
fun.
time.
The RPs are fun. Traditionally,
RPs
at least.
Great. Traditionally, yeah. But no, I find it's not worth the risk. And we have Discord now, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need any of that.
Gonna get doxxed or some dumb shit. I don't need that. I'm good.
So like y'all would have never survived, what is it? COD lobbies?
I mean, I've heard that excuse before.
Is that your Guam? Is that your Nam? Is that your Afghanistan? Like, darkest day of my life was COD lobbies.
It's just there's such core memories with. At one point, I got called something so fucking racist. Like I laughed, and I'm like, this isn't even funny. Like I caught myself laughing because I'm like, he put it through. Like it wasn't even right, and I'm like, you are upset that I exist. Yeah, and I'm like Thanos. I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck you are, dog. Like, please back up. Also, I'm not skilled in these games. Why are you talking wild about me? I'm in the middle of the pack. My KD is just one higher than what it was yesterday. Chill.
Improvements.
Let me get my wins with it instead of treating it like a fucking, I don't know. I'm not saying like Call of Duty is that Battleground or Guam, but like, let me live. It's people when I hear it, and I'm not going to say names, but you hear it and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Why is this your identity? You know what I mean? Or it's like, oh yeah, I've done this. I'm like, you just play Call of Duty.
I've killed a man.
Right. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay, check my KD. I've killed a man.
I've killed so many.
So many men. They've killed me too. But
many men. Anytime I could tie it back to 50 Cent, I will.
Good. Gotta show his roots, he says to the queens.